everyone. Welcome to our second session of Sunday Fun Day. My name is John, blah, 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 GemCon co-chair, Bell Pepper, Stormer, whatever. We are super, super excited about this panel. Obviously, one of the most iconic parts of the whole Gem universe is the music. And Katie, Andrew, and Damon have prepared quite a assortment of topics. Are we going to cover them all? Maybe. Is it going to be enchanting? Probably. So, Elaine is your producer for this. So, if you have any questions or if you want to ask anything, please direct your questions either to the chat generally or to Elaine specifically. But John Henry and I are here to support as well. And this is my cat's tail. She's now on my lap. So, without further ado, I will kick it over to our panelists.
How does John fit all that copious blue hair under one ball cap?
It's a
Amazing,
mystery.
isn't it?
It's a mystery. We'll never know. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much, and welcome to Too Much, an outrageous assortment of gem topics, gem music topics. And we're gonna have a really good time this morning. Hopefully, we'll cover some favorites and some new things. And we're just really excited about this. I am one of your hosts this morning. My name is Damon, and I guess we'll go around and introduce ourselves. So I've done that. So.
I am Katie. You know who I am.
And I'm Andrew, and some of you know who I am. And those
Great.
who don't, I'm Andrew.
That's us.
That's
so
us.
what we first want to do is we want to talk about how the music of Gem and the Holograms shaped us and why we're all here and why from all walks of life, if you look around the screen, we're not in person obviously, but if you look around the screen, we come from different demographics, different age groups, all walks of life, but somehow we are still attracted year by year by this music. And what is it about this music that has left an imprint on our lives and shaped us? For some of us are artists, some of us are musicians, some of us, just have an affinity toward music, and somehow growing up with Gem or just Gem, just being in our lives did something to leave that imprint. And we're going to talk about that today. So we're excited about that. First, that is our first segment, is how did the music shape us? And I guess I will start. And it started very early for me. I watched Gem at its first airing on a black and white TV. Upstairs, because if I went downstairs with our big screen TV, it'd be too loud and wake up my parents. So I have to watch it in the guest bedroom on a small black and white TV on the 15-minute increments. And I just knew that music, so I didn't really get the color of, because it was black and white TV, of what this music, of what the show did. So my first impression of the show was the music. So that really kind of stuck with me. I would play, fanfic, characters with my cousins who were the same age as I. We would record our own shows and companion episodes in a tape recorder. I would music direct them. I said, no, you're late on that. Do it again, take two. We would, because I think we were doing, we would sing Misfit songs, but I became an actor, and I became a musical theater actor. And I think Gem really influenced that because, in my opinion, Gem was really a 30-minute musical. So you'd have plot, song, plot. And the song would drive the plot forward. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But that is definitely how the music shaped me. I became a session singer. I was able to sing backup for some really cool artists, Peebo Bryson, Roberta Flack, Sheena Easton, and James Ingram. I have 2 Broadway credits. I did a national tour right out of school. So musical theater really shaped me in that profession. I am now, since COVID happened, work got a little slower, but I've always been interested in psychology. So I'm now studying for a new degree of industrial and organizational psychology, where I'm able to speak in front of companies and organizations and help organize how to make work not suck, basically. but music is always a part of me, and the songs with Barry Harmon, Anne Bryant, and Dr. Ford Kinder are amazing songwriters to me, and they've always shaped my growing up. And I've actually, fun fact, weirdly enough, on my first audition for my national tour, back in the day, there was a bootleg on eBay where someone burned all of the songs on a CD. So in my Discman, to pump myself up and to psych myself out for that audition, I had Now on repeat, and I booked the gig. So thank you, Anne, and thank you, Barry, and thank you, Ford. So that was definitely how the music shaped me for sure. And I'll turn it over to Katie or Andrew.
Katie, go.
Sure. All right, I'll go. All right. So, how the music shaped me, Jem was truly my first introduction to music. And I love the sound of it. I love the sound of both bands where they're both bands are rock. Jem is definitely more pop, but the Misfits are a little harder than that. So as I was growing up, I was listening to Bon Jovi and Def Leppard and Aerosmith and all of the Poison and all of those 80s bands. And that's what I listened to all through high school. I wasn't listening to the music of the 90s because I didn't like it. I liked the music of the 80s. And in recent months, I've been getting a lot more into even harder metal, harder heavy metal, which has been absolutely mind-blowing to me. And the greatest discovery is that 80s music didn't die, it just moved to Europe. So if you really like that 80s sound, there's a band called Heat. They are absolutely incredible. A new favorite band of mine is Beast in Black. They're from Finland. There's a group called Within Temptation that has a female lead, and I'm like, she's Jem. She is Jem. So any of those bands, check them out. They're absolutely incredible. So the music of Jem has always been with me. It's always been the base of what I've enjoyed. When I was young and I was listening to the cassettes, I would actually listen to the instrumental side of the cassettes more than I would even the vocals. Because what I liked doing was listening to what else was going on. So I was picking up bass lines in songs before I knew what a bass line was. But I was just intrigued by this sound. What else was I hearing? So, and I still do that today. If I can get my hands on an instrumental, I am all about it, and I listen to it and I love it. So that's pretty much it for me. Andrew, go ahead.
My story is somewhat the opposite of Katie and Damon's. I was aware of the show via cultural osmosis growing up, but I'd never seen it. In fifth grade, at some point, the teacher, Susan, was saying was listing out the various extracurricular activities to the class, saying you can do sports, you can do band, you can do chorus. And the gal sitting next to me, Jenny Robinson, elbowed me in the side and said, "Hey, you should do chorus." And I looked at her and I said, "All right." So that's how I got started in music. I was in chorus throughout grade school, and by eighth grade, I was going up to the high school because I couldn't sing SSA stuff anymore because of the deep voice. Sang with the concert and show choirs all through high school, got into barbershop after high school. I've sung with some doo-wop groups locally as like the backup in case their bass is on vacation or something like that. Sung in competition. So then fairly recently, I came across Jem and the Holograms. And I was just looking for something interesting to watch. I like cartoons, turned it on, having really I knew it was about a music group, but I didn't realize it was a musical. And that pleased me greatly. I was I thought it was wonderful that this was not just a show about a music group, but an actual musical with, on average, 3 songs per episode. I thought that was great. And so I made a video series documenting my journey through the 65 episodes of Jem and the Holograms, and that led me to you today. So hello.
Awesome. All right. So, all right, Katie, do you
Yeah.
want to take the next?
All right. So
segment?
as we mentioned before, this is a musical. So what they actually would like to discuss right now is, was this truly a musical? Because if it's a musical, the music moves the plot forward. Or was this a show with music in it where they just sang a song and then they went on with their day? So that is something Andrew would like to debate.
Yeah, musicals are interesting because, let me give an example. Lovely people watching, if you have heard of, say, West Side Story, wave your arms around frantically. Okay, that's almost all of you. Wow, you are cultured. I like it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, West Side Story is a musical. It's an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. It takes place in New York in the 1950s. In this case, our star-crossed lovers are Maria and Dave.
Tony.
And so Dave sees Maria on the fire escape on the rear of her tenement building and says, "Maria, you're so pretty. Let me come up there and kiss you in the face." And she says, "Please do. But you have to be super quiet because my parents are on the other side of this open window and they really don't like you." So the plot has established that Dave and Maria have to canoodle quietly because of the open window and the parents, right? What happens 30 seconds later? "Tonight, tonight, I'm with my love tonight." Katie, Damon, I put it to you. How come Maria's parents can't hear them singing at the top of their lungs outside the previously established open window? Plot hole?
Yes, plot hole. One plot hole.
Plot hole,
Yes.
yeah. Movie done
Well,
No, but I think, again, it's just an example of, here's this cutaway, here's what I'm thinking, and I'm letting everyone out there know what I'm thinking, and it's not going on. They don't know what I'm doing in the background.
yes. So counterpoint to that, and Katie, absolutely. I think that in a musical situation, the only reason why song happens is because emotionally you have nowhere else to go but to sing. That is why musicals happen. So there we go.
In most musicals, the actual singing and dancing is non-diegetic. Diegetic is simply a word that means it exists or occurs within the world of the narrative. Dave and Maria aren't actually singing, but the song is how their emotion and how the information of the plot is communicated to us, the audience. Some other non-diegetic examples would be the film score. The characters in the movie don't actually hear the film score. If they could, Chrissy wouldn't have been skinny dipping in the middle of the night and gotten eaten by a shark. You hear da-da-da-da-da-da. You're like, yeah, not going swimming. If you're playing a video game, the heads-up display, the characters in the game can't see that. If you're watching a stage play, you see the crew in the background and the wings. They don't exist in the narrative. That's a non-diegetic element. So most movie musicals or stage musicals are non-diegetic. Now, there are diegetic musicals. They're usually ones that are about singers or bands. So musical biopics like Bohemian Rhapsody, which came out a couple of years ago. When Queen is singing "We Will Rock You," that's diegetic. They're actually singing that song in the narrative. Everyone with an earshot can hear them. There's some other examples, usually meta comedies like Schmigadoon and Gallivant. But since this is GemCon, let's examine Gem and the Holograms and see how they use diegetic and non-diegetic music. And we will use as our convenient case study the first 3 songs of the series. So the first song is, Damon, what is the first song of the entire series?
Only the beginning. Or I'm sorry, Out of My Way.
Very good, Katie.
Thank you.
Katie.
I got it.
All right, so the first song in the show
Sorry, there's a siren. I had to put myself on mute. Sorry.
Ah.
Excuses. Okay, so Out of My Way is introduced. Eric Bad Guy has Jerica in his office, and he's introducing the Misfits, and he's like, here's the Misfits. And they come riding in to his office on guitar-shaped motorcycles and drive around Jerica and then drive out the window, riding on a note highway. And it goes through all this surreal visuals until Jerica gets dumped through a trap door and Pizzazz plants her butt on a throne. And then it cuts back to the office where she's sitting on a beanbag chair, and the guitar motorcycles are nowhere to be seen. What this indicates is that the entire song and dance didn't actually happen. What probably happened is Pizzazz and the girls just stormed in the office, pushed Jerica aside, said, out of my way, and planted their bums in a beanbag chair. But that is not as entertaining and doesn't really get us into the characters' heads. So that is an example of a non-diegetic song. So we move on to the second, to the second song of the episode, Only the Beginning. And I saw Katie mouth it, so she knew what the second song was. Good job.
Yeah.
So this is at the first iteration of the Battle of the Bands, where Gem and the Holograms crash said Battle of the Bands and sing Only the Beginning. This is an example of a diegetic song. It's the song they are actually literally singing on stage in front of Eric Bad Guy and the Misfits and the audience. It's what everyone hears. So in contrast to the first song, which was non-diegetic, the second song is in universe. It's diegetic. So moving to the last song, which is a Misfit song, Winning is Everything. This is an interesting one. The lead into the song is Pizzazz is talking to Eric Bad Guy, saying, you need to rig this contest appropriately because winning is everything, winning is everything. And then they go through the song. And it's the same surreal representation that we saw in the first song, Out of My Way. But the song ends with the Misfits boogieing in Eric Bad Guy's office when the song closes. And Eric applauds them and says something along the lines of, that was great. If you keep singing like that, we'll have this thing in the bag. Which implies that the entire song is actually diegetic, that the Misfits were actually literally singing Winning is Everything and dancing around in his office, which is really weird and incredibly on brand for the Misfits. You can see them doing that. I know we're probably a little pressed for time. There are lots of fun examples to give throughout the series. I'd like to highlight a couple of them. Not only can the song itself be diegetic or non-diegetic, but so can the performance. An example of a diegetic song, a song that's literally happening in the universe of the show, but a non-diegetic performance would be Imagine Me. Jerica picks up a microphone, puts on some headphones, hits the playback, and literally sings Imagine Me. But it's presented as her in a little white dress frolicking with squirrels and skipping on rainbows. That's not actually happening. That's non-diegetic. She's in a studio singing at a tape recorder. So song is diegetic, performance is not. Conversely, there's non-diegetic singing with a diegetic performance. One example would be Something is Missing in My Life. Gem and the Holograms are diegetically, literally in universe, searching for Jerica's missing earrings, but they're not literally singing Something is Missing in My Life as they do it. And the last example I would like to give, and this is my favorite, so I'm sure it will be yours too, is what I like to call diegetic inception. In Beauty and the Rock Promoter, one of the best episodes of the series, Gem and the Holograms are putting on a stage play of Beauty and the Beast, a rock opera of Beauty and the Beast, which is awesome, and they should totally do that. Now, the songs that Beauty and the Beast, Gem and Mac, Red, Steven, whatever his name is, the Beast, sing on stage. I'm terrible at names. Johnny Red Mac, is that?
Red Johnny Mac.
Johnny Mac. I got all the names, just not the right order. Okay, so the songs that Red Johnny Mac, and Jem are singing on stage are diegetic. If you're sitting in the audience during rehearsals or during the actual performance, you hear them on stage singing "You'll Never Win My Love" or "Let Me Go." But in the narrative of Beauty and the Beast, the stage play that they're actually performing, Beauty and the Beast are not literally singing "Let Me Go." It's non-diegetic. So the Beast isn't literally singing, "If you go, don't you know that I will die," right? It's just them talking to each other. So in the level of the stage play, of the rock opera, it's non-diegetic, but up a level, Jem and the Holograms, it is diegetic. So I say all this having almost absolutely no point to impart, other than there are myriad ways to appreciate and enjoy the music of one of our favorite television programs. And I hope I've provided you another interesting lens through which to view the music as you watch the series again and again and again. And now, Katie shall regale us all with her peerless musical aptitude.
Okay, so we're going to do a round. We thought it'd be fun to do a round of Name That Tune. I am going to play something on my guitar. So I'm going to play a little riff of a song. You have to guess what it is. Doesn't seem that hard, does it? Nope, there's got to be a catch. So you want to know what the catch is? The catch is I don't play guitar. I am learning. I can play a couple chords, but in general, can't play it. So that is your challenge. I'm going to do one chord I can play because I like it. Make sure everybody can hear. Everybody can hear? All right, so here is your first song in Name That Badly Played Tune.
If you can name that tune, raise your hand.
Don't ask me to play it again. It won't sound the same.
Anyone?
I see one hand.
Oh.
I see, oh, no, two hands. I've got two hands. I've got Sade
I was just
and
kidding.
Brian.
I like instinctively wanted to just be like, it's a Stinger song, just because I don't know.
Yeah, I was.
I have a story for her later.
Can I just guess? Can I
Yeah,
just
yes.
Let's go
I am a
ahead, Sean.
giant?
No.
Oh, but what? Two of us said something.
I
Out
heard-
of my way.
Nope.
Okay, so it's not I am a giant.
Nope.
It sounded so much like it. Okay.
I'll try it again.
Oh, I can't hear it anymore.
Katie,
Only heard 2 notes.
did we lose you, Katie?
Did you lose my volume? Did I not?
Yeah,
Can I
I
go up
did.
to 11?
Same.
Did.
Bum.
Yours goes up to 11?
It does go to 11. I
11.
think.
Just rip the knob off.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me turn up the volume.
All right. So Katie's doing that. Are you back? All right.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. So nobody got that one?
No.
I think we've got one hand up at this moment. We've got John Henry.
Let's do one more guess.
Is it Making Mischief?
Nope.
Oh,
It was not a Misfits song either.
Perfect.
That was a badly played version of She's Got the Power.
Oh,
Yes. You see how bad I am at this?
I can
Perfect.
see that.
I got
can't
it.
hear it,
I
but I can see that.
absolutely.
All right.
All right.
That was so
Perfect.
much fun.
Thank you, Katie. We will be doing more of Name That Tune. And so definitely get those critical thinking caps going and looking at it at an abstract angle. Absolutely. So
Abstract, that's so kind.
prizes, so we organized a game you can't win.
exactly, that's how we do. Exactly. All right. I don't know if is Ethan, are you here? I don't know if you are. I think Ethan had an emergency, unfortunately. But I would like to, I hope I'm not putting her on the spot, but I definitely want to recognize and maybe ask a couple of questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us the composer of the series, Miss Anne Bryant, has joined us. So
Oh God, I hope she didn't hear me.
Absolutely, she did. She
Oh,
absolutely
God.
did.
She absolutely
So
did.
100%. So
Just offended
so
her.
that's. I think everyone's in good spirits. But Anne, how are you this morning? Good morning.
I'm fine. This is very wonderful. It's so interesting to know what people listen to in a piece of music, and fun to know that people listen to the background. I've asked people. Sometimes I wrote the songs. Sometimes Ford wrote the song, but I did the arrangements. But I've asked people, when you sing along with the song, what do you sing, the melody, or do you sing the background singers? A lot of people sing the background singers, so it's they like to be the chorus, and be a part of it. So I like that analysis of theater, and I felt that that's true, that Jem was actually a musical. Not just a song with a series with songs. It was very much a musical. And Barry Harmon, who's coming up next, I went to see Barry too. Haven't seen him since 1985. He was a theater lyricist all along, and he knew how to move the story. And of course, the animators did it in another way. I didn't know that was Sheila's power. I'm going like, what was that?
I just offended you. I am so sorry.
What is that? Because
I've only picked this up since May, so I've got a long, long way to go.
and we're all doing it in jest. We know it's
very wonderful that that's. I didn't write this. Ford wrote it, and it's a really good song. And one of the things you might notice and talk to Barry about is Barry's ability to twist a song into a place, like some irony. Like She's Got the Power is just pump, 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 pump. She's got the power, and then click. She's got the power to create confusion. Her mastery is no illusion. That's the wonderment, and then back to that's why she's got the power. So it's fun to see how people do that. He's such a wonderful lyricist to work with.
Absolutely.
Anyway, up now. I love this, so it's fun to hear.
Well, and can I ask you a couple of questions? My next segment actually was on the history of the industry itself, and I can't think of a better person to ask who was actually there in the studio. So when you were creating your combos, did you audition the musicians yourself, or was there an agency that just had like studio musicians that came in for your singers, like Gordon Grody and Florence and Diva Gray, and then you had your percussionists and your guitarists? Like, how did you get that combo together?
Well, I've been in the industry for quite a while at that point, and I only worked with the best musicians and singers in the industry. And they work for everybody, they work for competitors of ours, in the jingle industry. But Jem was a special thing. And, I wanted Ellen Bernfeld on everything. Ellen actually has a gorgeous voice. She was known for her beautiful voice. She wasn't known for this character. And so it was a real discovery that she had that. And I presented it to Joe Bacall, and he said, no, Ellen has that beautiful voice. She's wrong for pizzazz. I said, well, listen to this. And it was a song called Don't Ask Questions. And he said, oh, she's possessed. A real acting job for her. So I knew the abilities of these singers. Florence and Ellen and Diva were like top New York singers. And I knew the top people, I knew I could get anything from them. They could turn on a dime. They could be soft. They could be loud. They were all natural producers. And so I had a great team. And I stuck with them. I wanted them. As far as the musicians, those are musicians I knew from New York, New York studio musicians, especially that group, they're best players in the world. And I've worked other places in the world. They were So no, the agency had nothing to do with it. They left that to me because I was doing the arrangements, you know. So no, it was a kind of a cottage industry we had going on there. You know, it's kind of like the Hollywood studio system. You could get everybody in a small group, and that's the way the whole industry worked.
That's amazing. I know that you know, fortunately I've had a little glimpse into that world. My aunt was a music editor for a long time in Hollywood. So the you remember those old Stephen J. Cannell shows, you know, like A-Team, and yeah, so they did all those at Universal Studios. So I was able to go and see those session recordings. So on the convex side with Sunbow, were you music directing along with a click track on the screen, or how did that work to edit to the cartoon versus the live play?
Oh, well, we recorded the music and they animated to the recorded music. So they had, you know, the whole energy of not just a piano demo, but they had the energy of not just the song, but the arrangement of the song, which was, you know, we had all kinds of things going on in that, in my arrangements, and then we added special effects and things like that. So they had those, you know, audible cues to highlight. And they were very good, the animators. I thought they were really imaginative, especially the second group from, I think they were from Korea, the second group.
Okay.
No, I had a click track, absolutely, because we had a very tight time constraint. So I did things to click track, yeah.
Sure.
I wrote a book on click track.
Really? That's amazing. I got to check that out because...
Click track. I think but timing in commercial music was very important. So you had to have,
Yeah, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but you know, especially when you're programming like this, you have those commercials are important. You know, and you can't veer from the time that you're allotted unless you edit it later. But I think that that's really something amazing. But I want to say definitely the group of musicians and artists that you put together are absolutely you know, second to none.
Yeah.
Second to none. I was actually posting a couple of days ago on one of the pages that I remember I was listening to oh my gosh, Benny anyway, Give Me the Night, and I hear the background, I hear like this soprano in the stratosphere. I'm like, is that Diva Gray? You know, and it sure was, because, and I remember because like of her soprano lines, you know, through Gem, like just up there in the rafters. I'm like, that's got to be her. And then there's this cool website, I don't know if you all know about it, called songfacts.com, and it tells you all of the musicians like who played on that track, and when they were recording, the producers, but it gave the credit. Thank you very much, George Benson. Thank you very much. Raven, thank you. That's what I was thinking of. I was a little nervous, really quick, but thank you so much, Anne, for enlightening us on that one, and just for your artistry and everything that you've given us 100%.
Thank you.
I wanna move on really quick to
I can mute now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and of course, our favorite thing again. You have a second chance to name that tune.
Oh Lord!
No pressure this time.
Sweet baby Jesus! All right, let's do this. All right, what's on my list here? One might be. They're all hard.
I guess making mischief again.
No.
Katie,
Broken glass.
Can you tell us
You
the
know,
chord
I
progression?
should have done that.
I heard
I'm sorry.
Jack take a hike for some reason.
No, it is a Misfit song. I'll narrow it down to that.
You can't catch me.
No.
Oh, I love it.
Can we put up some hands so we get some more of a logical flow to the questions there? Katie, can you give us the chord progression? That might help some people if they're musically.
You know what I'm doing?
Gotta gotta know what you're playing.
What's chord progression?
Is it a C? Is it a, is it a G?
I have no idea. Nope. It's never the same song twice.
Hint, it's not Alone
We've got
Again.
some hands. We've got some hands.
Definitely not Alone Again.
I've got
There's Shazam. That won't help you.
John, Stephen, Raven, Vanessa, or Brian. I don't see an order here on my screen, but let me see. Maybe John Stevens first?
I'll just reflect because I think it's right what folks said in the chat. Is it we're off and running?
No.
Ugh.
All right. Next, we've got Raven.
Yeah, that was my guess, so I know I'm wrong now.
All right.
No.
All right. Vanessa.
I have no idea. I was thinking You Gotta Be Fast, but I really love this game. Oh no. It reminds me of a game in Germany that's like, I'm always like, I have no idea, but I love playing this game.
All right. Next, on my screen, I've got Brian Shepard.
I was thinking Winning Is Everything, but
Nope.
All right. Next up, I've got Jessica with her hand up.
That was a hard no.
Sade. I'm sorry. Sade is next. Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's a Misfits song. It's not Winning Is Everything. Is it Lovesick?
No.
Ah, okay.
All right. Up next, we've got Jessica Center.
Is it Congratulations?
Nope.
Dang.
All right. Up next, we've got
It's only
Warda.
36 songs, so we'll get it.
Oh my
eventually.
gosh, yeah.
Someone pull up a list and start reading them alphabetically.
Just start, yeah.
Is it How Does It Feel?
Nope.
All right. I've got Amy Collins Russell.
Is it can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Is it Jack Take a Hike or Take
Nope.
a Hike, Jack? Oh man. Okay.
Okay. Up next, I've got Alana.
Is it I'm a Giant?
Nope.
All right. Up next, we've got Raven again.
You guys
Yeah.
are so fun.
I had, is it Give Me a Gimmick?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Up next, we've got Steve. Don't be sorry. Thank
No,
you for playing.
please.
Okay, is it, can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it
Yes,
Welcome
Steve.
to the Jungle?
Nope.
All right. Up next, we've got Rotterdam. Represent.
Is it Universal Appeal?
No.
All right. Up next, we've got Jacques.
Let's blow this down.
No.
We're hitting them all. Okay. We've got Lisa Marie.
Oh God.
Is it It Takes a Lot to Survive?
Nope.
No. Okay.
All right. Up next, we've got Tivia. Let's rock, Tivia.
Did the Queen of Rock and Roll?
Nope. Vanessa,
Up
yes,
next.
process of elimination. That's what we're down to right now.
Yeah. Up next, we've got Vanessa.
You ought to see the view from here.
We have a winner.
Wow!
Amazing.
Which one was it?
Panelists, let's tell her what she's won. Oh, no, wait. I don't think we
Bragging
have
rights. That's what you want.
Absolutely. No, Vanessa.
Which one was it?
Thank you for so many reasons.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. What was
Next
the song?
time I have an idea, just tell me no.
No, I love it, Katie.
Oh,
It
everybody
was
starts
amazing.
somewhere, Katie. That takes guts.
Katie, this wouldn't be this if this didn't happen. You're amazing. So thank you for
You're
that.
amazing. Thank you. It's
We're
brave.
awesome. All right.
I have a thought if I could interject it. There were people who were saying that now that we know what it is, can we hear it again, or do we just want to go to the next option?
Play another version of it, Katie.
Yeah. Good times.
What, like seriously, play that like
Yeah,
again?
play it again.
Play it again? Oh, good Lord. Okay.
Because it's going to be so obvious now.
Yes. Oh yeah, now I hear it. That's now the third version of that song I've ruined.
And I think that this speaks to what we all want is that hopefully Hasbro will get their things together, and then hopefully Anne will be able to release a piano, vocal, guitar selection for us all.
Oh my
An
gosh, that
official.
would be awesome.
Yes, it
That
would
would be amazing.
Absolutely. So we got to petition them.
Yes,
So
please.
Because I have
we
several
need-
songs that are
Funny.
goals, but
Yes,
not now.
for sure.
I
It's in
don't
the
know
sheet
what I'm
music.
doing.
That's all we need. Perfect.
She was playing the Journey to Shangri-La version. I was hung up on the Music Awards Part 2 version, so that's why I didn't.
That's
get
fair. That's
Oh,
fair.
yeah,
That's fair.
absolutely.
I get it. 100%.
Yes, that was the reason.
Well, Elaine, you want to take us into our next segment?
Absolutely. We are heading into the battles of the bands. Each panelist has not been given any prior information as to who they're going to be defending or the order they're going to go in. The panelists are hearing their band assignments for the very first time. The panelists will have 2 minutes to tell us why they think their band is the best. The first person to raise their hand gets first crack at naming the title of the song. Please don't unmute yourself unless you've raised your hand and we've called on you. Otherwise, it gets very chaotic. We appreciate everybody just following those rules.
That's the Name That Tune rules that you're reading into.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. All right. If they're wrong, the next person in line gets a shot. The person to correctly name that tune gets the first crack at naming the episode.
Sorry, Elena, we just did that. Sorry.
Yeah, we did that.
Quick. Yeah, sorry. We're doing the Battle of the Bands.
Oh, yes. The first panelist for the Battle of the Bands is going to be, let's say Katie.
Okay.
And you'll be defending the Misfits.
The Misfits. Okay. The Misfits are the best band because look at their name, Misfits. They're the underdog. They're the ones clawing to get to the top. Their music is harder. Their music is more raw. They have a better sound. Oh my gosh. They want it more. Pizzazz is in it for to be adored, to be famous. She doesn't care about money. She has money. If she wants something, she buys it. What she wants is to be loved and adored. And she throws herself into the music in order to do that. I think
Still got some time.
Yeah, I know. They're better, like I said before, they're the underdog in the series, and they weren't afraid to do whatever they needed to do to gain success.
Check out the chat, Katie. The people are helping you in the chat too.
Okay.
You have 45 seconds.
Yes, they have. Yeah, Stormer's the songwriter, so she is I don't know, we call her the meat and potatoes that holds the band together. They have no drummer. That is impressive how they do all this with no drummer. They should have.
All right.
Yeah, their songs are about power. Their songs are about kicking butt and taking names.
Awesome. Are we ready for the second panelist? The second panelist will be Damon, and he'll be defending the Stingers.
All right, this is going to be easy for me. All right, the Stingers, beautifully elite sound. You have Riot's lead male vocals. Sounds like velvet raked over hot coals. That's a direct quote from Christy Marks, PSBT dubs. I didn't make that up. It's in the Gem Bible. Look it up. All right. You've got Minx, you've got Rapture, you've got this cohesive unit of this power ballad, hard edged, but also this musically superior sound that they're sexy, they are appealing, they are charismatic, they can take a room. Riot opens his mouth and this voice comes out and everyone swoons, like you get weak in the knees. But the synth power of Minx's arrangements, you have this beautiful underscoring of all of these messages. They are unified, and they know what they want. Their sound is very distinct. They are global. They are their music is accessible from all walks of life, but also you want to strive to be them. You want to their music inspires you to be better. To do more, to want it, and it makes you a better person. And also, you can't forget the hair. That's the best part of it. Even the Stingers, their hair is gorgeous. But also, too, their style. Their style is second to none. No one can compete with their fashion. They are fashion royalty. And besides, Riot was my first cartoon crush. So that's definitely all I have to say about that.
All right. That means our final panelist is Andrew, and he gets to defend Jem and the Holograms. Take it away, Andrew.
Jem and the Holograms, the Misfits, the Stingers. Which group is the show named after? Jem and the Holograms. That's right. Who has the broader discography? Jem and the Holograms. They have nearly 100 songs. The Misfits have a couple dozen. The Stingers, Damon, have 10. Jem and the Holograms music is widely accessible to broad audiences of different demographics. Their output is of consistent quality and it is of consistent quality. Everyone likes Jem and the Holograms. No one likes the Misfits. They might like their music, but no one actually likes the Misfits. People will do stuff for Jem and the Holograms. Jem and the Holograms get all the advantages and get them for free because they're nice people that everyone wants to hang out with. Jem and the Holograms not only are willing to do collaborations with other artists, they can do collaborations with other artists. They brought the Taps Tucker band back together. They ingratiated themselves with the Ben Tiller Orchestra in about 30 minutes. They covered one of Bobby Bailey's songs badly, but he still worked with them later. They did the Jem Jam, bringing in Lena Lerner and Johnny Deacon and Luna Dark and all of these awesome people together. None of the other bands could have pulled that off. They're constantly raising money for charity, and they run a foundation for girls, and they work with Dance's Runaway House. The Synergy Tech allows them to do performances that you've never seen and music you've never heard, and probably covers up for any mistakes they make, wardrobe malfunctions. If they get a little pitchy, I'm sure Synergy can fix that. The Video Game Fashion Police pointed out that Jem's outfits are more accessible to a broader range of people. Look at the cosplay contest we had last night. 1/3 of them were Jem.
That is 2 minutes.
Everyone
Their
did
music can literally heal the sick and dying.
Oh.
All right, I think we should vote. Yeah?
Definitely time.
All right. By show of hands, in your reaction participation, if you think Katie won that Battle of the Bands, raise your hand. You have right there. All right. If you think I won for the Stingers, raise your hand. All right. If you think that Andrew won, raise your hand.
Can I vote?
Well, I think overwhelmingly that is. Did you lower? Wait, sorry. Did everyone lower their hands on each? If you on each, you did. Okay. I think Andrew has it. All right. Well, congratulations to the namesake of the show, Jem and the Holograms. Jem and the Holograms. All right. I can see that. I'll take it. especially with the ending of the show. I think everyone is together, so that's good. Perfect. Well, Katie, first of all, I want to thank everyone for taking the survey for the questions that were sent out. Katie's going to go over those results really quick for you.
All right, I have. How did you first watch the Gem series on TV? Overwhelmingly, it was over half saw it on the original airing. What year did you first watch the entire series in order? It looks like 2012 was a big year for that, when everybody just sat down and watched the whole thing start to finish. Which band? What's that?
I was 2020. That's when I first saw the entire show last year.
Let me see. Which is your favorite band? Overwhelming. It was Gem and the Holograms.
So we know why the results were for just now. There you go. So
yes. So yes.
Also, process of elimination. I had to think about what I was going to say. So
unfortunately, I do. Or do I have to scroll down here? No, I do not have results for your favorite song from the show.
I do.
Anybody? Okay, what is
I can
that?
see that in front of me. It was really a mixed bag on that. So that's really nice. It speaks to the fact that a lot of people, different songs resonate differently with different people. There are actually only a couple of commonalities, and I think I'm looking at this correctly. Music is Magic actually is the only common thread, if I'm looking at this correctly.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
There's there's multiples for Universal Appeal.
I don't see that. I'm sorry, my bad. I would think that too, but it's not in
when
the.
It's only in the music.
You know what?
Who is he kissing?
Sorry. Did you filter this?
Yeah, I just sorted it.
Thank you. Perfect. The some of them are in caps and some of them are not. That's why they didn't show up on mine.
And some are put in quotes, so they filter weird.
They do.
And for least favorite song from the show, overwhelmingly, it is Star Spangled Fantasy.
Oh.
Oh, that was a bomb.
Not even taking a train.
That's upsetting. Star Spangled Fantasy.
Agreed. I'm with you, John. Agreed. I love
Star
Spangled
between because there's two taking a trains and one I'm taking a train, so it's a tie between I'm taking a train and Star Spangled Fantasy.
Okay, I really, really, really did not enjoy the end credits because that's my least favorite song, the end credits. Because
Gem Girls?
Always the end of the episode.
Oh, because it was the end. See that? There you go.
Aww,
that's the right
that.
answer, Raven. There you go.
And the last survey question I have, which of the show's supporting bands or musical talents would you have liked to see more of? Overwhelmingly, it is the Limp Lizards. And I think
everyone loves
all
Limp
agree.
Lizards. They do.
I agree. I think
do.
they got the short end of the stick in the whole series.
Limp Lizard Con is next weekend.
Who really wanted to see more of the Fifth Avenue Boys?
Of course we do.
I
Absolutely.
did. Not their music, but just their faces.
Oh,
and I thought that was a great nod to Griffith and Bacall. That was a nice nod to them.
Anne wants to let everybody know that she did not write Star Spangled Fantasy. That's important to get that out there.
Good.
Fair. I was a little nervous. I will not tell Ford about this. Then
Star Spangled Fantasy, diegetic or non-diegetic?
Yeah, see, they were in Congress, weren't they? They sure were in Congress. We don't know. It's interesting. I think. See,
were they literally? Did they really wheel their instruments in and get through the entire song before they got kicked out of chambers?
Well,
I like to think so.
Yes.
Yeah, they probably pulled that off. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
Were they holding sparklers on top of the Capitol building as well?
Some of the performance elements are definitely non-diegetic, but while you don't see them come in or leave with instruments, it's probably non-diegetic, but it's more fun to think that they kicked down the door and started singing at them before they got thrown out.
Well, never mind. Too easy. Too easy. I won't. All right. Great. Well, now I think that we have. I know that we're at time, but if we can open it up, if that's okay, can we go a little over? Perfect.
Do some
Great.
questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Let's open it up to the floor if anyone has any questions for
Okay.
us. And I'll obviously, I would hope that Anne's here, so there we go.
Okay, I think first up on my screen, I see Davide, and he's been patiently waiting. We appreciate you, Davide. He's had a question for a minute. Who's your question for?
Yeah, I was actually, more than a question, I wanted to expand on what Damon and Anne were talking about before about animation following the recording. A proof that the whole song was recorded and arranged completely is that if you watch, it's a Hard Life music video. At one point, you would see Rapture going, but it's mute. It's apparently mute. But Kai, who's a Starlight Jam on YouTube, he's a German fan. He was able to undig the actual background vocal. So there's actually some background vocals there where Rapture actually goes, ah! So what the animators had was actually a better version, and usually we're talking about stereo cassette tapes. So they would hear a much better version than what we actually get to hear in the show. As a matter of fact, if you compare the show sound with the Hasbro cassette tape sound, the background vocal especially are mixed very, very low. So you lose a lot of the hard work that Anne did in those amazing harmonies and vocal arrangement, and that sucks. Because we were meant to actually hear much more on that. So that's one of the instances where you can tell that animators heard something that we do not.
Davide, didn't you put those on somewhere on your website, the stereo versions of all the songs that has all that kind of lifted?
Well, the Horror Life is actually on Starlight Jam's YouTube channel. He was able to do that.
I love
with
his
some
stuff.
Equalization, and so that's on my YouTube channel. I was able to get together all the few stereo songs from production cassette tapes and from Hasbro tapes, because that's the thing. Even in the DVDs, the sound is actually mono. But the cassette tapes that Sunbow staff used to work with, they were actually stereo. So that's a treasure that one of the few treasures that Christy unfortunately lost in a fire, because she had a bunch of those tapes and she was about to digitize them. Yeah.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Please.
Yeah, that was interesting. Toward the end of the run of the show, the singers came in at the end. The animators were needing to get more further ahead. And so we did piano vocal demos. Ford did them. He's a singer, and he played them and sang both versions, and they'd pick one or the other. So toward the end, they said, we need these done precisely to time. And so we got bought a click track, which is a tempo machine, so that the piano demos were actually recorded exactly to tempo. That would explain maybe why the animators who were trying to plot out everything and get ahead might not have had a vocal, something that, in their reference too. I would think that they might have had something that we didn't have, or we might have added more in production and they didn't account for it. So sometimes those things happen because of the rush of trying to animate these songs first to the piano demos, then to the full demos, and add the other pieces. So that's just what this production was being done all over the world, Korea, New York, California, Barry was down in Florida, and we were in New York. It was a little hairy. That's what
and pre-internet. That is the amazing part about all of this. Like you're not sending files via email. This is like via FedEx.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is an amazing feat.
Yeah.
So, but the funny thing about that one specific song is that the vocal background, the background vocals are in the show. It's just that they're mixed very low until a fan was able to dig them out. But it's there. It's in the show, but we never heard it until this guy from Germany was able to fix it and bring it back. So I was like, okay, that's why she does like that. But it's actually in the show mix, but it's just very, very, very low.
I'm glad because I really like that song. And then Steve Bill's guitar solo was hot. It was a wonderful solo. It's my song.
Yes.
I really love the singers. I wrote most of their songs. I think I wrote all of them. But, they were fun to write for. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna mute.
Oh, no, thank you, Anne. Thank you so much.
Let me know if you need me.
Of course.
Of course.
Awesome. Amazing. All right. Next up on my screen, I've got Jacques. Jacques, do you have a question?
Hello. I was just wanted to say that when it aired in 1986, our local stations said they would emit in stereo. They were starting in stereo. So I said, well, I could get good music in stereo, but unfortunately the series was in mono. And just 1 year or two after, there was some shows with full stereo sound. So it was like it was Gem was 1 year or two too early. But I enjoy that there are some stereo videos that are available on internet. My question is, who was in charge of the background music for the episodes?
This question must be for Anne.
Robert Walsh did what's called the background score, which is essentially, I've done background scores. You have a theme and you work it like crazy. You know, somebody gets up to go to the kitchen and they come back and they hear that da 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 da. They know what they're listening to. You know, so Robert did that, and I also was able to talk Joe Bacall into letting me do intros in the song when we got permission to make them 1.5 minutes. You know, I said, well, let me do some long intros to get them going. We'll cut down on your need for background music because the song will actually, the intro to the song will provide that kind of energy. You don't have to do something special. So my arrangements provided some of the background music. And then they also started to do a warm-up and a reprise using the track only. So it cut down their costs, which was good. So I did some of the backgrounds, and Robert did a lot. He's a very good composer to handle the instrumental backgrounds.
Okay. And where is the origin of the Gem Girls song?
Gem Girls. That was a jingle. Me and my friends are Gem Girls. Yeah, that was a jingle, and it was apparently offensive to a lot of men. You know, hey, I'm not a gem girl. I like this show, you know. So I didn't think it was the nicest thing to have done. And then it became a secondary theme. And then it became a main theme. I think it switched with the main theme. Yeah, and it hurt feelings. Like that. But it was a jingle Griffin McCall. You know, they had merchandise, and so that was all
I've
about.
always looked at, not to interrupt you, Anne, I've always looked at the Gem Girl theme as, well, this is marketing 101. I mean, who are you targeting? Who is this going to get the attention of?
That's what it was for.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it became part of the show, and I didn't really agree with that. I think the main theme, I wrote the main theme. I wrote both of those. But the main theme set a kind of like a slower, kind of almost there's like a Latin thing I do in it, and a different kind of energy than it shows usually. This fast and saying, you know, there's more voluptuous kind of thing. And I didn't think the Gem Girls had it. Gem Girls had me and my friends are Gem Girls. Great singer though. That wasn't Britta. That was Joelle Schreck. Man, was she a talented 15-year-old. Pooh. Okay. I'm getting off now.
Okay.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you
New,
so
new
much.
season, new team, but it was fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Up next, I've got John Steven.
Yeah, I just wanted to say about the background thing. When John Henry and I are watching Gem songs, or Gem episodes, sorry, the background that's like da na 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 na, it's like everything is, and we're always singing like everything is going fine, and then something obviously like ends up in disaster. But
Ashley ends up in a trunk.
Yes. that steel drum transition music.
Exactly.
Dun,
But I wanted to say, so we've been going to GemCon since 2016, and I'm about to celebrate 4 years of being a drag queen, and it's been fun to incorporate a lot of the songs from the show into mixes that have nothing to do with Gem and GemCon. Like one of my favorites, and it's a song that doesn't really get mentioned a lot, is from the Misfits, "Don't Look Now," which is such an excellent song, and I mixed it with Kim Petras, one of her Halloween songs, and the movie with Sandra Bullock, Bird Box, because it's all about looking, and it's just like I just wanted to highlight how much fun it's been to hear songs from the show and reinterpret it to tell other stories. And there's just like so many to choose from, and it's been fun to see people's reactions, like, what song is that from? I'm like, oh, it's from this little show called Gem, have you heard of it? So I just wanted to say it's just a comment, not a question. So Gem music forever.
Wonderful. Awesome. Up next on my screen, I've got Evelyn. Evelyn, do you have a question for the panel, or do you have a question for Anne? Anne's been so nice answering everybody's questions.
I guess it's for the panel, but anyone can answer in the chat. I'm just curious. So, personally, I have this YouTube playlist saved where it's like all of the Gem music videos in order from all 3 seasons, and that's how I'll listen to the music. But how do other people listen to the music? Like, do you have a playlist? Do you listen to it on an app? Like, how? Because personally, I listen to all music on Spotify, and I would love to be able to put Gem songs with my other music in a playlist, not because normally I would just listen to my like normal playlist kind of, and then I would go to YouTube if I'm like feeling like Gem. So yeah, I was wondering how people listen to Gem.
So I do this all the time for drag mixes. If you Google listen to YouTube, you can download audio versions of YouTube, and then if you enable local files on Spotify, you can download them and put them on Spotify. I can actually write better instructions because I do this all the time.
Yes, please do. I would love that.
No, I just got a new phone, and I had to switch over my music app, but this old lady does listen to songs like on an app on her phone. So yeah, I have Gem songs right there. I need to make a separate playlist. I haven't done that yet on this phone. I did on my old one. Originally, what I would try to do, I kept my tapes for a very long time. I don't have the tapes anymore. Way back in the dark ages when Napster was a new thing, I started going, I wonder if there's Gem out there. So I had my, I married him now. He was my boyfriend at the time. My husband gets on there and he's like, yeah, what is this? And I had to explain to him what the show was. So that was back in the day when you would download a 1.5-minute song, but it took 3 days, and then it would get to 98% and then it dropped and then you had to start over. That was great fun. So yeah, that's when I started digitally kind of collecting Gem music, because it was the only way you could do it at the time.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, Katie. Thank you for that question, Evelyn. Evelyn was part of our Next Generation panel that we had on our very first night. And it's so awesome hearing from all the younger fans and hearing about how people discover Gem in the younger age group. I think it's awesome. The show extends its reach far beyond its original airing. And the music is a huge part of that. Huge part of that.
For what it's worth, because there's no official soundtrack release, which I would totally buy if there were.
There should be.
Ripped all the episodes and music off of the DVD collection that I have. This one, I don't know if they're on all the different collections, but this version has what's called a jukebox extra, where it just splices out the music videos from the episodes and plays them in order. So I ripped those from the DVD and I have those on my computer. I use them mainly for the music reviews I did on YouTube, but it's patchwork, but in lieu of an official release, what else can you do?
We do not endorse any ripping.
No.
It's my set. I own it.
Yeah.
I'm not sharing.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Always purchase the DVDs. Direct. I'm just playing with you.
I own enough.
Yeah.
I own things. It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, GemCon, anyone wants some DVD rips? But you've all got them.
Close the trench coat, Andrew. Close the trench coat.
Yeah, where's the trench coat?
All right. Up next on my screen, I've got Alana, otherwise known as Manx.
It's me. I just wanted to say how I listen to the music. And Katie, you think you're old? I'm listening to it on a burnt CD with my Discman. So like legit.
I love it. I think I've got a copy of that somewhere too floating around. Yeah.
Like I bought them off of eBay.
Yep.
I think I have like two. I bought like 2 copies because I think one was kind of wonky. Anyways, repping the disc, old school CDs. That's me.
Yes.
Yep. Less finicky, those things.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Alana. Oh, Raven, you're up next. Questions or comments?
It's a comment. It's so exactly funny. Ilana said exactly the same thing I was going to say. I started with CDs that I got from eBay somewhere, and it was just, then we did the thing that Katie was talking about finding the songs from different places and like trying to put them all together. I thought that I was moving towards some type of technological advanced thing when I got to that from the CDs. So now that it's all in one place, I have Jim songs literally laced throughout all of the rest of the music on my phone. I don't have a Jim playlist. It's all in there mixed up. So I'll be listening to some George Benson, and the next song will be a Jim and the Hologram song.
I do that as well. I'll be listening to like Beast in Black, and then Jim comes on.
And then after the U2 song, it'll be back to Jim and the Hologram song, and then it'll be Aaliyah, Beyonce, Usher, Alicia Keys, whoever, and then it go back to Jim, and then it's like threaded through because I don't separate them out as a demographic of music. It's all music to me, and that's how it's all blended and played together.
That's really the beauty of it, isn't it? I mean, the artistry really came through in Jim.
Yes.
Like all the singers, all the amazing, composing, all the amazing, background instrumentation, everything.
Well, as Ann said, you had the best in the business. You really did for the studio. You just did. And
you had to, because I would think making a song that you got to fit in, getting an expansion of 1.5 minutes.
Yep.
You have to create this entire song in this much room. Go.
Yep.
What?
I was really, really just like overtaken with Anne's presentation in 2016, where she actually walked through the steps of how they created the song and then the time and then the request for the intro. It was amazing.
I don't even know how someone's brain works in that way, like completely foreign.
All right. I've got a couple more hands up. Up next on my screen, I've got Werda. Where are you joining us from, Werda?
Hi, from Malaysia. It's
awesome.
like midnight here already.
Oh no!
Staying up late just to watch you guys. Okay, so my question is for the panelists. If you guys went to Discovery Record Store one day and notice that the Glitter and Gold contest is currently taking place, where the winning band gets a gold album and a new car, the Glitter and Gold Roadster, which album would you buy? Gem and Holograms or the Misfits? And why do you choose to buy that album? Why?
I have
the Gem album.
Yeah, I have to switch allegiances here. I would buy Glitter and Gold because that song is it's just so good. It was actually that instrumental version was my answering machine greeting. That's how good it was. Which I had alternate lyrics of "We're not home" instead of it's great. So
see, kids, answering machine was the grandfather of voicemail.
Yes, exactly.
I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
Awesome.
But
Damon,
Glitter and Gold
it's
it's such a good song.
I agree. I buy the Glitter and Gold album because I love the Glitter and Gold song. All right, what else is on that album? I gotta know.
I'd buy the Misfits album. Their songs are better.
You are just being contrary, and that's what.
Okay. Also, I will admit that Glitter and Gold ends on a C6, and that's unfair.
Because it didn't resolve. We're nerding out.
No, that's rude. But
here they go.
I can turn that high, and I get.
Oh, okay.
Music theory.
I thought you were saying C suspended 6, not a C6.
C
okay,
octave.
That C. I got you.
Music theory
flex. Above middle C.
All right, fair.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew would have been that one that bought one of each.
Right.
It is hard to top that high note, but there's a couple other examples in Gem where when I hear Britta hit those notes, I'm like,
Music
"Good
is magic
Lord."
at the end.
Yeah.
No.
Show Me the Way, I think is
I have
B
hurt
flat or
myself
B flat,
trying.
something like that.
It's been ugly.
Yeah, right?
I've tried, and I sound like a dude, man, when I sing.
I can't do it as an alto. I can't.
Nope.
You need that whistle tone. You need that
I
whistle
always
tone.
say, well, I'll
Andrew-
just let her do that.
Andrew and I are both nodding like, can't hit those. Yeah.
So, octaves above that, go.
Yeah.
Only an octave higher, which I can't
Yeah.
do.
I can't do it this morning.
The only thing worse than my guitar playing is my singing.
You're squeaking it out.
Impression of a creaky
Yeah.
door, Damon. Thank you.
Ready? Wait, I'm here with that. Are you ready for that?
Oh,
You want
hey.
an impression of a creaky door? Here we go.
Yeah.
Ready?
Alana's ready with it. I love that she's got our sound effect on tap. There you go, Damon.
Right, it's
Perfect.
like so real to me. The creaky door, it's like a mantra for my life.
Damon wins the Creaky Door Award. Up next on my questions.
See, I got the whistle tone. I got a whistle tone.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I'm not warm up. I'm not warm right now, but it's there.
You got it. You got it. Up next on my screen, I can see Garth. Hello, Garth. I miss your puns.
Hello. So just thank you for the panel, and also just thank you to Anne, and just I just want to say the music has brought us together, and it resonates with us so much. And I just think that is a magical thing, that it keeps going from, as the younger generation proved, it's still resonating with newer generations and people discovering the show. So just thank you for the music, and just much love to everybody that was involved creating it. And looking forward to talking to Barry Harmon at 1 o'clock as well. So we will have that very soon.
Absolutely. Exciting. I've got one more hand up, and I believe it's Sade.
Yeah, mine was a very innocuous comment, so I want to be real quick. I love how the songs are so short. That was a feature, not a bug for me. And especially now, because of streaming gaining so much more like streaming forward thinking, like a lot of popular music nowadays is shorter than 2 minutes, or at least shorter than 2.5 minutes, because they want those repetitive streams, and short songs get that. So the length of Gem songs are very much within the realm of normal now. So that was just my innocuous comment there.
No, I love it. I know that. I think
I wholeheartedly disagree. They're too short. I'm greedy and selfish, and
I am also greedy and selfish.
Yes,
I would
he wanted a
love
3:30.
Twice as long, Glitter and Gold song, but I also love the short versions, because then if I have 5 minutes, I can listen to like 4 songs. Where if they were regular length, I can only listen to 1 song if I have 5 minutes.
Also, you'd only have 11 or 12 minutes of story content if the song's
Yeah,
very
that's true.
Yep.
That's
oh,
true.
I meant just listening to the music on my own, like at a 5-minute break. Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll be able to get full versions. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
All
Well, I
right.
want to give a huge thank you to Anne for participating in our
Yay!
panel.
Thank you
Yes,
so much. What an
thank you.
amazing surprise.
Yes,
Elaine,
everyone,
I just one final question for Anne that I got got sent to me in the chat, because our friend Carlos from Portugal, boa noite to you, is having connection problems. He just had a question if you were responsible for the extended versions of the songs on the Hasbro tapes.
No, I didn't. Am I on?
Yes.
Hello?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I didn't do anything after the show. You know, I don't know who did. They had whoever a lot of people did their own versions, you know, and extended them from all over the world, but I didn't do them. And some of them were really good, and some of them I didn't like so much, because editing is a real art, you know. But no, I never did any of that. I could, you know, but I won't. Be careful here. Anyway, yeah, those songs actually, you can do a whole song in 1.5 minutes, you know, you can, or even 1:20, or with writing too fast, you can write, you know, in 1 minute. I didn't like that. We needed more time to express a full song. You don't have to do more choruses and more repeats to have represented the whole song in 1:20. So that worked, you know. Anyway, I had a good time. Thanks, everybody. This is really fun to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Barry, I'm gonna go in on Barry's too because I haven't seen Barry since 1985.
Yes.
Yeah.
You there.
This
Okay.
would be great.
All right. Talk to you. See you all later. Bye bye.
All right.
See you.
All right, so I think that concludes our music panel. I want to thank Andrew, Katie, and Damon for being amazing panelists. So give them a big round of applause. Thank you, Anne Bryant, for joining us and for answering all of our questions. Thank you to Elaine for being the only producer today. So thank you, Elaine. And thank you to all of you for your amazing comments and questions. Like Garth said, we had a GemCon debut yesterday with Sue Blue, and today we have our GemCon debut of Barry Harmon. So stick around. In 35 minutes, we will be speaking to the lyricist to almost every Gem song that we know and love. So until then, have lunch, Davide and Alana, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Mwah.